Can I afford to come across here?
Please. Take that last straw with the water. Shooting next, please. It's going to get very wet, folks. Can we lose that camera box? Yeah.
There's milk for you.
That's my name.
What's your name?
Tell us how we may help you.
Your name?
In fact, you're also raising kids. I think you're also used to a certain amount of craziness. You know what I mean? So put yourself in that calm, storm sort of personality. You know how you were when you put her in the bedroom, for example?
Yeah.
Kind of cool and collected until you're like.
No, Mary, please. See how skilled Jane is. Better than any drawing master.
Is this how you perceive me, Miss Elliot?
Yeah, sure.
Camera reload.
Oh, okay. You can start.
It's nicer just. So this is how you perceive me, say. How fierce I am.
How beautifully you've preserved it. Well, Mr. Rochester's visits are always unexpected. He doesn't like to arrive and find everything all swathed up. So I keep it in constant readiness. Now, come and meet Miss Varens. Did I mention she was French?
Just building up. And then that whole like hook. You know, it's kind of like it escapes you. And then
still echoey and noisy, yeah?
you okay with that? Just the sheet over when you get your shoulder.
Let Jules know we're now.
But do you think that means you walk faster, or you just kind of with?
I think there's more intention of it. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What I think I'm going to do in terms of just the editing is that I'm going to start off with a shot from behind of her out here. You know, have her step in front, have her here, and then something passes the foreground.
Yes.
We don't know what it is.
Action, Jane.
Action, G.
Whatever brings you up here? I've been waiting to pour out tea.
I'm not in need of tea, thank you.
In the beginning, because you obviously are going to pour tea, doesn't want tea. This is when we have to kind of reformulate to like get her out of here.
Let's try again.
So it allows you kind of to think about, you know, it's I still do. These kind of statements are kind of like ways to draw her out and perhaps get her with you. I just want to try it that way as a what's the first line in that bit? It's no, but Judy's line is it's a quiet life, isn't it? It's isolated houses to be in freedom. So it allows you to come. Yeah, you're just kind of getting closer to engage her, and then perhaps engaging would allow you to leave the space.
Okay.
And you don't really know how to connect to anyone, so you're just kind of like,
Just now, do you want it that open?
Can I see?
Yes.
is that we're creeping up behind her, she stops, she starts going again, and suddenly from the ground we see something fly up. We have this shot of this, and then we have the reverse, which would be our double with the bird flying away.
I know, but feathers. Feathers. Two of you.
You just focus on her face, and the same thing for reverse. I think it's double on reverse. Okay. So the first from her, of course. So we can let her go. Looking that way. We have this.
Stand back! Where did you come from? Below.
I must beg of you to please come here, Miss Governess.
Not really come further away from it, disengage.
He'll call you back.
The frame looks really nice. The frame looks really good.
governess. You may help me yourself. Get hold of his bridle and lead him to me. If you would be so kind.
He's very abrupt and changeful. What manner of man is he? Well, he's a good master. He's fine company too when he's in a good humour.
Dad.
There it is, thank you. So,
Q-tip. Biggie Smalls. Dire Straits. Been resident here 3 months.
Yes, sir.
And from whence do you hail? What's your tale of woe?
Pardon?
All governesses have a tale of war. What's yours?
I was brought up by my aunt, Mrs. Reed of Gateshead, in a house even finer than this. I then attended Lowood School, where I received as good an education as I could hope for. I have no tale of woe, sir.
Where are your parents? In age and experience.
Your claim to superiority depends on the use you've made of your age and experience.
I've made different use of both.
Cut. Very good. Check the gate, please.
Okay.
So not saying not asking the question draw.
I got you. Try and a little bit looser.
Yes.
Cool, man.
Less tension.
I got you.
I'll judge it for myself. And then that's when he reveals the spraying. She did it. So as that builds up, I think building up to the elves conversation, it's just gonna get more and more confusing. Like you're just losing. If it's a ping pong match.
What she's doing is losing the thing that they've met or they're even having this conversation.
Yes.
It's not that she disapproves of this kind of talk.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
simply
Just
they're on another plane.
Yeah, they're
yes,
on play,
sure.
she can't keep up. It's like when
Yes,
someone's
sure.
telling a joke and you're just like not getting
Yes,
the joke.
yes.
You're just like, what is going on?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Okay.
and action.
Precisely. And that's how she charmed my English gold out of my English pocket.
Let's try it on, shall we?
Your gaze is very direct, Miss Eyre. Do you think me handsome?
No, sir.
What fault do you find in me? Of all my limbs and features?
I beg your pardon, sir. I ought to have replied that beauty is of little consequence.
Your gaze is very direct, Miss Eyre. You think me handsome?
No, sir.
About while we can.
He said you
I love
to
that
disapprove
look where you
of
go.
the things
Quiet down.
Best look.
that...
Michael and Mia should go while they still can.
Oh, really?
Here we go.
She's the daughter of an opera dancer, Celine Varenne. Beauty. She professed to love me with great ardor. So I told her in the hotel, made a gown, packing and time.
I think that it's like, you know, we talked about Hello Magazine at one point. It's like once you start talking about it, it kind of reminds you. And then you're reminded of perhaps intentionality. You said you could go and you could say, just before you leave again, you know, of course, if you didn't go there.
Yes, probably left the room. She wouldn't have to.
You
She
think you
wouldn't
prefer
be
it?
doing it's the whole thing about the duet and the... I saw her last year when Mr. Rochester gave a party. She's a most elegant girl. They sang a duet together. They made a lovely harmony. I was quite surprised he didn't make a proposal. But she has no fortune. In every other way, they make a splendid match. Perhaps it's his intention now.
You want me to wait? I mean, should I lose them? They're wet? You should be over them as you lose them. When Robbie runs around here, you should be following the road.
Mind you, those repealers are out to get rid of the condor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Why?
Indeed.
That conveyance you brought us in has been around since the last crusade, I should think. You simply must get it replaced, Fairfax.
Why don't you send her to school?
She has a governess.
Poor child. I had half a dozen in my day, all detestable incubi. What if I come back and go the other way?
I'm obsessed with myself. I didn't even know anybody ever played this before. Everyone was
Traffic is held. Stand by and shoot, please.
That frame got made? Yeah. Your garbage central frame.
Why, you're almost pretty.
Okay, thank you. First position, please. You can. Everybody camera right, please. You can you are. You can stay there.
Judy, bring them back in.
Jane Eyre is about a young woman who hasn't had a family her whole life and is in search of one, and every time she becomes close with someone, they're taken away from her, from child to adulthood. And for the first time, she meets someone that's sort of her equal, both mentally and I think emotionally, and together they think they could start a new life. But obviously there are secrets from the past that come into play, and once again, she may lose the one person that's closest to being her family. some of the coups, the initial coups, was getting like Dame Judy to play Miss Fairfax, which was amazing. They asked me to write a note to her to ask her if she'd be involved. I mean, what do you write in a note to Dame Judy, you know? I was amazed when she said yes, and that was, you know, especially in pre-production, one of those things that gets you even more excited and gets everyone else really excited about what this film could potentially be when you're prepping it. And then other people that started getting involved, like Jamie Bell, and Sally Hawkins, and Simon McBurney, just really incredible actors. They just, all these people just started signing up, even if they're like really small roles, like 2 days here, 1 day there. It was pretty amazing. I've never seen anyone who's just so much about doing whatever is right for the role, and really just gives it her all in every performance. It's really, really impressive, and I think everyone is genuinely blown away by her.
There's a real connection between the two of them. I think he can be honest with her, and also the fact that she challenges him mentally. You know, here's an idea, you know, here's a guy that's who's very sort of arrogant in his beliefs, and like I said before, you know, he's traveled around various parts of the world and feels like he's sort of gathered so much information that makes him very cynical. And then, you know, when Jane sort of responds to him in such a way that isn't kowtowing to his beliefs, you know, she's got her own beliefs and she's very strong-minded, and also he sees that there's a real sort of fire within her that she's been suppressing and keeping sort of caged up for all this time, that really intrigues him. I think he's fascinated by her. She's the future. She really is. I mean, she just is amazing. It's just, I mean, I had seen her work in Treatment, the series that she did with Gabriel Byrne, and when I heard that, you know, that she was going to be playing Jane, and just seeing her work in that, I was like, you know, at that point I suppose she was 18 years old, or perhaps younger, and I just thought, oh my God, you know, here's somebody with such mature and original and interesting choices, and such an interesting face on camera as well, that it seems to just change, you know, within a scene. You know, she's got such a maturity about her, and such a she's very centered. Judi Dench, when I found out, you know, on top of that, the fact that Mia was sort of playing Jane, you know, to have Judi Dench in the cast is a massive coup. I mean, I think she's just, you know, she's old school, she's the real deal, and you just sort of, you know, just feel blessed every day to, you know, be sitting in the green room talking to her, and sort of, you know, hopefully, you know, whatever, you know, gold dust is on her, you hope that it might sort of, you know, fall onto your shoulders or something. You know, that is a real privilege to be allowed to work with her. I thought, what an interesting choice for him to sort of take this classic British piece and try and bring, you know, his sort of angle on it. And, you know, again, you're dealing with a very sort of intelligent person, and a very, you know, very specific and hard-working director, and he's also a perfectionist. You really can see that he's trying to get, you know, the best out of everything, every shot, every moment, every beat. And you know, he's got a lot of sort of youth and enthusiasm behind him as well. And I think it's a really interesting choice for him to take this piece on.
The thing that struck me the most was, you know, the strength of Jane's character, and how, yeah, despite everything that had happened to her throughout her life, she really, instead of letting that sort of you know, wound her or her become, you know, a damaged character, she kind of became stronger. And the other thing about Jane is that she's just timeless. You get the sense that if she was to live in our society today, she'd just thrive. And she's so tough and strong and complex. I always feel like the costumes are sort of the last piece of the puzzle. It always makes you, you know, really transforms you and gives you, it's like stepping into their skin, and you really feel the character. And of course it really helps with that, of course. I mean, despite how painful it is, it really helps you sort of feel the constriction and the repression that women had to deal with in that time. Michael is incredible. He kind of constantly surprised me on set, and I was so excited to see what he was going to do and how he was going to do it. And he has like this incredible strength that sort of comes through. Just his eyes are so piercing, and it was amazing to act opposite him and just completely believe him. And also then we have a very similar way of working, so it's always fun to have somebody who you can have fun with in between scenes and to balance out the intensity of some of the the material that we were working with. But yeah, he's amazing. I was so excited about working with Judy. I mean, she's such a legend in the film world, and so to be able to see how she works was really cool, and also just her work ethic and how wonderful she is and lovely and friendly to everybody, and really giving and kind, and yeah, just to watch her process and how she's such a pro at it, and you can tell that because she just instantly clicks into it, and it looks so seamless and easy, and that's really cool. It's such a relevant story to young women, or to any to women everywhere and at any age. That it is primarily, I think, about self-respect and about finding yourself as an individual, and doing what you have to do to be to find self-fulfillment as your own person, and to respect yourself, which can be really hard when you're when you're in love with somebody, and it would be easier to do, to sort of take the easy way out. But Jane always challenges herself, and I think and sort of follows her gut feeling as well. Just sort of knows what's important for her to do, and as hard as it might be for her to do it, she does it.